Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Squared Circle with myself, Mr. David Alorca.
And myself, Joe Orgula.
That's right. Listen, we've got an absolutely scintillating episode for you guys, talking all things in the world of boxing. Joe, how you been?
Been good, my brother. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 1 was a good reception, man. Shout out to all the viewers, man. Thank you so much for subscribing, first of all. And, you know, words can't explain how grateful we are, do you know what I mean? So keep supporting us, keep watching us, and we're going to take it big things.
Hey, that's for sure. Listen, make sure you definitely share it as well, you know?
Absolutely.
Listen, we're going to kickstart talking at the top, the big man, Mr. Anthony Joshua. Now, it's time right now, well, in the next few weeks or so, we're going to hear about what's Anthony choosing to do next. What's your thoughts from all that you've heard?
Look, so I've heard from, you know, his promoter, Eddie Hearn, right? He's been releasing a couple of interviews on, you know, the different boxing channels. And he's revealed, look, there's three fights that could be Anthony Joshua's next fight. The Daniel Dubois immediate rematch, pending the result on December 21st, and if Fury manages to win, or he manages to lose, it could be him. And lastly, Deontay Wilder. My thoughts about that is, I think it's looking like it's going to be the Daniel Dubois rematch. And I think it should be the Daniel Dubois rematch. What do you think?
All right. Okay. Yeah. I think obviously right now Deontay Wilder still wants that AJ fight. And I think it's a fight that I don't know if the appetite for it is actually alive right now, especially Deontay Wilder coming off the back of 2 losses. I think he needs to get another win in there somehow, some way, by some devastating fashion in order to bring up some kind of excitement surrounding that fight. When it comes to Tyson Fury, we have no idea what's going to happen with that rematch. Yeah? We don't even know if that rematch is going to go ahead. We don't even know if that rematch is going to end up getting postponed. So, yes, do I want to see AJ versus Tyson Fury? Yeah, that's the fight I still want to see. But Tyson Fury is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We don't really know what Tyson Fury is saying right now. So, until that fight happens, AJ can't just be out here sitting and waiting on ice and sitting and waiting for Tyson Fury to figure out what's going on. So, for me, knowing AJ is going to want to get that work ASAP. He's going to want to get back in there with Daniel Dubois double time.
So we both think it's Daniel Dubois next, right?
Yeah, I think it's Daniel Dubois, and I think it should be Daniel Dubois.
I know what you're saying about he don't want to wait till too long, right? But Eddie Hearn wants Anthony Joshua to wait. He wants to wait till the 21st, which I'm not sure AJ's really on that. I think AJ just wants to know what's going on for himself and get straight into it. Because, you know, we're used to AJ being inactive. You know, obviously before this year, I mean, this last 12 months, before that, AJ wasn't really active, was he? So we want AJ to continue that momentum and actually start, you know, getting back into it. And he should get back into it because, you know, he's 34, he's 35 this month now. It's a short game boxing, so he needs to get back into it. He needs to know who's fighting next, and he needs to prepare himself.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I just think, I think Eddie, obviously...
He just wants that fight.
Eddie is Mr. Money Man. You
Check.
understand what I'm saying? Eddie is Mr. Money Man. He knows how to maximize, you know, the fighter revenues. He knows the options and the correct way to go in order to maximize the amount of money you can gain from a situation in this scenario. And he's probably thinking, listen, if that Daniel Dubois fight doesn't go his way, then maybe the Tyson Fury fight is gone. However, if Tyson Fury also loses, but it could end up being the fight of the losers. So the reality of the fact is, AJ, reality.
Do we want that though, bro?
Do we want what?
Do we want the battle of the losers, bro? We want the battle of the winners. It makes the fight more exciting, bro.
Of course. But, you know, right about now, I don't think Tyson Fury... I don't know if he's going to beat Alexander Usyk.
I don't think he will.
So there you go. So you got that on that side. So then you got a loss over there. And then also you got AJ coming off the back of a loss. Now, listen, AJ, don't wait for them, man. Don't wait for the 21st of December to find out what's going on over there, because by then, That's 3 months deep of resting. You've been resting for 3 months. Then you flick that again before you realize you're back in. You're not going to be able to fight until what, March? You can't be having that. Listen, don't listen. AJ spent a lot of time in the past waiting for the outcome of our fights before making moves. AJ, you got to make moves. Go get your lick back, all right?
Get it, bruv.
Listen, bare people, though, are out there saying AJ shouldn't take the rematch. It's going to get sparked out. You hear it, Mr. Carl the Cobra Frotch, Mr. 80,000 at Wembley. It's the
8K boy.
Hey, the YouTube sensation, Mr. Frotch. Hey, no, shout out Carl Frotch.
Nah, I love Frotch on Fighting though.
Hey,
it's
listen,
a great show. Shout out to Frotch on Fighting.
Hey,
Bro.
he's banter.
He is banter.
And that's what I'm saying. Carl Frotch is one of those people that he's cheeky as well. Like he also understands the internet. He understands what's going to get viral. He understands what people, those motives. And the fact is, yeah, does it sometimes piss other people off? Yeah, but he's trying to make his own cheddar. You understand?
By trolling AJ, he gets those views.
And that's it.
Last couple of episodes on Frotch Fighting, AJ, Anti-Joshua needs to do it. Anti-Joshua can't do this. He needs to, he's done, he's finished. And brother, like, Carl, bro, find some creativity a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
not always Anti-Joshua. I know Anti-Joshua's that guy, but come on, bro.
Carl, dip into someone else.
Come on.
What I'm saying?
Not us, though.
Come on.
Not us, though. Not yet. We're just starting the thing.
Hey, Carl.
Allow it.
So anyway, a lot of people are saying that he's not going to be able to get his lick back on this thing yet. And on top of that, you've got a lot of people saying, listen, AJ's made his money, you've made the moolah, sail off into the sunset. We don't want to see you with some brain damage later on. We want you to go out and enjoy yourself and enjoy your money. But I get the argument from that perspective. But brother, AJ wants to fight. Like people don't understand. AJ's just not. It's not about the money anymore. He's made enough money for him, the generation after that, and the generation after that as well. But it's not just about the bread for him. He loves this game.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. But to be fair, that's the first time AJ's been knocked out like that. So we need to remember that as well. First of all, but second of all, I actually think I see how his fight goes next in terms of when it will be and where it will be. I think, look, Queensberry match, we know this planned the 5v5 and it's going to be in February, right? I think Daniel Dubois and AJ headline that 5v5 card in Riyadh. I'm calling it now. Watch.
Okay, all right. That's very solid still.
I'm first brother to think of that as well, yeah? So I didn't get it from nobody. When it happens, give me my due credit.
Yeah, and if it don't, you see what I'm saying, make sure you see him as well. Hey.
Don't do that, bro.
Talk to me. What else do we have in the world of boxing?
Yeah, so I want to speak about Don Charles. I think we need to, first of all, give Don Charles his props. We haven't actually spoken about Don Charles since the victory. I think Don Charles deserves Trainer of the Year, first of all. Right?
All right.
I think those wins against AJ. Did he fight Hrgovic this year? He did in June. Yeah, the wins against Hrgovic and AJ were fantastic. Right, 2 top 10 heavyweights, and arguably Hrgovic was at number 5. AJ was probably at that 3rd spot, and he crushed both of them. Right. I also think Dubois could win Fighter of the Year, and I also think he could win Knockout of the Year. So that whole Team Dubois camp, ran by Don Charles at the top and done and implemented by Daniel Dubois, that whole camp can win those 3 awards. And potentially Fight of the Year as well with AJ.
Yeah, no, I hear that. The truth is, Don is my guy still. I got a lot of love for Don still. What Don has done with Daniel Dubois has been outstanding. So he's got to get his props. He's got to get his recognition. He's got to get what he deserves. The only question is Don ruining it for himself? You're ruining it. Is he ruining it for himself?
Yeah.
On this press tour that he's currently on.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to allude to next. Look, that's the reason why I want to start off with the praise, first of all, because that's what he deserves. You know, what is Don? It's in his name. He's a Don. Yeah?
Accolades.
Yeah, he deserves everything that he's getting right now, and he deserves the plaudits, right? But I think Don's on that little... He's on like a I told you so tour, Really? Do you get it? He's on our Told You So tour. He's gone on YouTube boxing interviews, right? And he's called out AJ. He's called him a shameful liar. He's talked about Chisora, basically saying, Chisora, you want to be brethrens with AJ, but back in the day, you told him to kick him out the gym. And I did it for you. And now you two want to be best buddies and run towards him. And Don doesn't like that. And Don's been saying he's done a lot for Chisora, and Chisora's done a lot of wrongful deeds towards him. So, look, I don't know what's happened between them two, and I'm just saying what's been said, innit? But, and then Don's gone to Usyk, called Usyk a shameful man, saying he's a cheat. He faked it. What he's alluding to is that infamous body shot that he endured from Dubois in Poland. And he went at Ben Davison as well. He said to Ben Davison, bruv, he's like, Ben, you're a little boy in this game, brother. You need to fix up, bro. Like behave yourself, son. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Who are you, son?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said, bruv. So Don's been on like and he's gone at Gareth A. Davis, bro. He's saying he's a fake guy. There's no real love there. So Don's been on a Told You So tour and stuck it on everyone that he's felt has disrespected him.
You know what? Yeah, credit to the man, because he's gone to people's faces
And said it.
Well, not everybody's face, but he's
There's so many faces you
that's
can
what
go
I'm
to,
saying.
though.
He knows he's going to see these people. Yeah, like the boxing community is a very, very small and very well knitted community, so he knows that he's going to see these people. Obviously, he's gone face to face with Gareth A. Davis, and you know what I'm saying.
That was awkward, by the way.
That was hella awkward. But shout out Gareth, because Gareth has been in those situations many, many times. I've been with Gareth many times in those awkward situations. So shout out Gareth, because he's able to hold his own. He knows how to deal with those situations, and he did. And he just had that smile on his face, regardless. But I think I understand. The reality is Don feels hurt. He feels hurt by the industry. He feels hurt by people that he feels like should have had his back. But the reality is, when somebody's asked their opinion on a fight,
they're gonna give it.
They're gonna give it, and sometimes the opinion's wrong. Like, it don't mean that it doesn't mean that the person hates you, or that do you understand what I'm saying? It just means that the person has an opinion, and their point of view is that this person is going to win and this person is going to lose. If I'm friends on both sides, somebody's going to be upset. So what do you want me to do? Just sit on the fence the entire time? No, I've been called to give my opinion. So I'm going to give what I think is going to happen. Doesn't mean this is what I want to happen. Maybe it is what I want to happen. But that should be fine from that perspective. But when it comes to Don, he's not on it.
I think what Don was trying to say, like, have an opinion, that's fine. It's the way you say it, right? And a lot of people are saying, look, Don Charles is going to get fired after this. He's going to lose his job. And that you can see on those interviews, that emotionally got to Don. Don was vexed, bro. Like, he looked like he was teary, right? And I think Don was like basically trying to say that all of you, man, that said, I'm going to get it wrong and I'm going to lose my job, actually, you lot should lose your job for saying the most disgusting, disgraceful things. And there was one more thing that
But what
Don
was
said.
disgusting and disgraceful, my brother?
That's what Don's trying to say,
but
though.
what was disgusting and disgraceful?
Don's trying to say, that he's going to lose a part of his livelihood. Like, he's going to lose his earnings with working with Daniel Dubois. He's going to lose his job. That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that you guys called for my head to get me sacked, and I'm going to lose my job for after this fight. But he still got his job, right? And he said one more thing. He said one specific fighter, which I know who it is, but I'm not going to bait it out because I'm not that type of fighter. But he said some specific fighter said that Daniel is going to be put in the hospital. And Don was very emotional hearing that, and he was sticking on him as well. And with Don, it's just a Told You So tour, and do you know what? He deserves to do it, because he is right about the way people were talking. The reason why he was vexed at Ben Davison specifically, because Ben said in an IFL interview, I think AJ's gonna do him early, and that's no disrespect to Daniel Dubois. I think he's gonna knock him out early though.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is, what if that's what he thought? That's what he thought, though. Like, I get that that's not what you want to hear, but obviously Ben is not looking after Daniel Dubois. So Ben is gonna talk the talk for his fighter. Everybody has to do that. Everybody's gonna talk the talk for who they're standing with. That's Ben's leash. So of course that's the case. What else do you expect? Like, come on, that's what you expect from the person that's training the guy. Did they get it wrong? Yes. Did they lose? Yes. But what did you expect him to say? Oh, actually, I think Daniel... No, he's not going to say that because he wants to instill confidence in his fighter. So he wants his fighter to believe that he's going to go in there and knock him out. Like, I get that. I get the part where, obviously, opinion pieces and all of these things do put pressure on somebody, and I get it. I understand it from a pressure perspective. All I'm simply trying to say is certain people are literally just doing their jobs. And I get that Don sees it more personal than that. And maybe it's the straw that's breaking the camel's back. Maybe there have been, over the course of Don's career, people that have been, going on at him, saying that he's not good enough and all of this and so on and so forth. And because it's now reached melting point, or boiling point, I should say, with a fight that has captured the entire nation with 98,000 at Wembley, anything that's said that it seems negative, now it's like taken to another level. And I'm not saying that there hasn't been negative, like personal digs. I'm just saying on the whole, I don't think it's been a personal dig. But as a trainer, maybe you have to take it personal. Maybe you have to take it from that perspective in order to give you the fuel that you need to light the fire in your fighter.
And I think that's what he's done. Look, there's no denying Don's wilding out because he is. Because he's like, bruv, he is, innit? Like, and I don't know what you think of this, David, but he won. He can say, "I told you so." If you win, you can talk, innit? That's how I look at it anyway.
The talking things.
Do you know what I mean? He backed it up. He backed it up before the fight, and he's continuing it after the fight. He's going on the front foot. He's going on the front pedal with the throttle. Yeah, he's going for everyone's head. And do you know what, Don? Do it, mate. You deserve it because I think you deserve Fighter of the Year. To be honest, Trainer of the Year. My bad. And Daniel Dubois deserves Fighter of the Year, right? And touch wood, you're gonna get it, brother. And if you want to keep winding out, bro. You deserve it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. But the only thing is, if his wilding out ends up turning into some degree of people disliking Daniel Dubois and wanted Daniel Dubois to lose, because sometimes you talk wicked to that level, people start falling out of love with your fighter, and we saw something to that extent with this is my boy. I love Tunde with Tunde and AY. People were like, you see what I'm saying? Because they didn't like AY, because they didn't like Tunde, they started to kind of not like AY. And that's not fair. That's not fair,
no.
If you understand what I'm saying? But that's what tends to happen, because sometimes if a trainer becomes braggadocious, you got to remember this UK, they love to raise up the also ran, the person that's not doing nothing, the person that everyone thinks the underdog. They love raising up the underdog.
They love an underdog,
but what they love even more than loving the underdog is pulling that underdog down when they reach the top. And so if man's on the I told you so tour, on the revenge tour, like you better look on the other side, because people are going to want to pull down your castle eventually, because you're no longer, now the hunter has become the hunted. And the darling of, look, I get it. He's like, everybody wanted AJ to win, and obviously that will hurt him. But people wanted AJ to win for various reasons. Yeah, many people wanted AJ. So many people just thought he was going to win. Many people wanted AJ to win because their jobs and livelihoods are affected by AJ and the revenue that it brings into the sport. And so everybody's looking out for themselves. And that's and all you got to understand is everybody's looking out for themselves, including you, looking out for yourself and your fighter. So, bruv, this is what you man wanted. Guess
and you
what?
got it.
Guess what? You didn't get it. Guess what? I got what I wanted. Yeah? As in the words of Don Charles, God is great. He got what he wanted.
Yes. Amen.
He got what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that's all she wrote from that perspective. But hopefully, I just hope that like this doesn't bleed over into, because some of the interviews have been beautiful, but I looked in the comment, but the talk sport sometimes, yeah, the comments are a little bit crazy over there. I looked into the comments of the thing and everybody was like,
Toxic,
like
man,
yeah, because they were upset, they were now pissed with Don Charles saying, you know what, Don, like now people are going to start wanting your fighter to lose.
I hope, do you know what, that's probably is the case, but that's not the case for us. I'm happy for Daniel. If anyone was going to do that night, I'm happy as Daniel Dubois, honestly, for real. So, like, shout out to Daniel Dubois, bruv. You did your thing, innit? But, yeah, let's move on. I want to talk about Devin Haney and filing that lawsuit against Ryan Garcia.
Devin Haney. Devin the Dream Haney. Hey, listen, it's
making
mad.
a nightmare for Ryan Garcia, bruv.
It's mad, but it's also making a nightmare for himself.
Mm.
Like, I don't know what Devin Haney can do anymore. Like to I don't know, to get some degree of love of boxing fans.
Bruv,
Right
he's
now,
getting mad hate.
Hate.
Do you know what I think it is, bro? This might sound like a stupid analogy, yeah, but like the way I'm seeing it on X or Twitter, whatever it's called now, yeah, bro, it's almost like you know when 6ix9ine snitched and everyone was on him.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know. Do you know, we've never seen something like this ever happen. Well, I've never seen anything like this happen, or I'm not aware of anything like this happening, right? But it's almost like, bruv, if you get in a ring and you fight, shake hands and move on. That's literally what the code is. You know, you fight, you shake hands, you move on, right? Cool. But it's almost like, it's almost remind me of a rapper snitching that's talking about doing all of these things in the hood. Yeah, that's literally what I'm thinking. And I think that's the reason why people are... And you know what man are like in America? Do you know what I mean? They're probably more like, you know, got like, you know, like get rich or die, try and like type of mindset and looking at it and don't rate man that do that. Yeah. But at the same time, Ryan Garcia did admit he did it. That's why he got a ban, a light ban, admitting that he unknowingly did it, but they still accepted it. And that's why he got a ban. So we have to remember that as well. And, you know, Devin, I forgot what the number is, but it's a hefty lawsuit. So I understand both sides. Look, and to be fair, I do understand why Devin's getting the hate. But at the end of the day, Devin's never claimed he was on the roads like that. He never claimed he was about it. He never claimed that he grew up rough. His dad did, Bill did, and Bill's admitted that.
Yeah, but Bill's the one that's filing the lawsuits and that.
Yeah, you got me there. Bill, I can't back you, brother.
Hey, Big Bill's the one filing the lawsuit. Hey,
what do you think about that, though?
What about the lawsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's within his rights. Listen, right now, there's a lot of litigation going on in boxing. Obviously, we last episode we spoke about Frank Warren and what's his name, Mr. Chris Eubank Jr. Yep. And the fact that, you know, I know Frank is ready to Frank don't lose lawsuits. You see what I'm saying? So Frank is always ready to drop a lean. You know what I'm saying? But so it happens in boxing. Litigation happens in boxing. But you know, I don't know if I've seen it happen between fighters from that perspective like this. So I don't know. I just think it hasn't gone down well for Devin Haney's PR.
The reception's been poor, you know.
And maybe he don't care about the PR. Maybe he cares about the money at the end of the tree. But and maybe he cares about the fact that he doesn't want anybody to disrespect him from that perspective. Because the truth is, he had an O on his record, which he still kind of has. But people look at him a little bit like the pictures are still there. The damages,
everyone knows, like
the damages are still there. Exactly.
Yeah,
and so he does have a case. And but you know, for some reason, it's not being taken like, you know, it's being taken like, brother, what you doing, man?
Do you feel sorry for him or no?
No, I do feel a little bit sorry for him still, but like, you know, some of these problems, I think some of these things maybe the things that he could have controlled when he was on the top. You know, he's very active on Twitter. I remember he called out Eddie Hearn for not
getting him tickets, bro. Shut up, man. Like you. Oh, I can't be asked, John. I don't even want to talk about that, bro. I can't be asked, bro. Why are you messaging man on the day? So at 6 a.m, brother, give me tickets, front row seats. Bro, allow it, man. You don't even rep Eddie. What happened to Devin Haney Promotions? You don't want to be part of Matchroom. Now all of a sudden you want some Matchroom luxuries, bro. Allow it, man. What's he on about? Talking absolute
As Eddie
the
said,
guas, like we'd like to say in Punjabi.
that's why Eddie said, look, man's got to sort of my fighters. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, right now you're not one of my fighters. You're Mr. Devin Haney Promotion. So
So keep at DHP, cuz.
ran your thing. Talking about Eddie though. Eddie is also, you know what I'm saying, in the game of the lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? I remember when this first went down around Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor.
You was there that then,
I was,
you were saying
man,
another
I tell you,
episode.
that fight was absolutely sensational. But yeah, I remember the wicked talk that
Jake Paul.
Was basically saying that Eddie was basically paying refs and that.
Yeah.
And Eddie was like, you know what? Nah, screw that. You can't come. Like you're already in this boxing thing, you know, running it amok. You ain't gonna come around here and
try and make me look stupid, bro.
Nah.
But 100 big ones as well, bro.
Lean. Strong lean on him.
And Jake Paul's an idiot. He should have just allowed it, but he continued.
Yeah, he should have allowed it, and he should have
Because this happened in
rescinded
2022, bro.
He should have allowed it and should have rescinded it. He should have said, you know what? I was just parody. I didn't mean. He should have come out and said
Chris
that.
did, bro.
He should have, exactly.
But Chris is a bit shameless, yeah. He's like made an apology, and then on Twitter, he put that emoji. Like, bro, allow it, man.
Yeah.
You said sorry, just leave it now. But yeah, nah, Jake should have said sorry. But people, you know, the hardcore box fans are kind of happy that this is happening. They think this could be the end of Jake Paul.
Yeah, no, it won't be the end. When you're in the content creating game, as Jake Paul is.
Yeah, he's been for a minute as well.
Yeah, and he's a you know, very shrewd businessman. So it won't be the end for him. But you know, if Eddie ends up winning the suit, yeah, I'm saying it's going to be a big chunk of money out.
Yeah, like so we've talked about 2 lawsuits on this episode, and we talked about a lawsuit on the other episode. Do you think, like, just to play devil's advocate, right? Do you think that it kind of ruins freedom of speech and feeling like what you want to say? Do you think it takes away the personalities of the fighters doing what they do?
That's a very fair point. You know, I didn't even think about it that way. You know,
because they might be. Because I saw a Jai Opataya interview, and on Talksport this morning, and he was just basically saying we're fighters. Like, we put our lives on the ring, so we should basically feel and say how we feel, think and feel the way we want to think and feel.
What was he talking in response to?
He was talking about in response to the Chris Eubank Jr. Scenario. He was in the press conference, wasn't he?
Oh, so they were asking him what did he think at the time.
Yeah. And he said he had terrible times with promoters. And do you know what? Like, I'm not saying all promoters are bad. I actually think Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren specific, I think they're fantastic. Obviously, I'm not a fighter or nothing, so I don't know what's the if they put on like death row contracts like Suge Knight, bruv, or something. But from the outside, they look like they're fantastic promoters, and they are fantastic promoters. But I don't know what the contracts are like. So.
Yeah, now on the point of Jai Opataya, from that perspective, yeah, I think it's a fair point. I think it's a very, very, very fair point, to be honest with you. It's tough because, you know, if promoters or people feel like you are now, I guess, in essence, those words are going to cost me my business or cost me a degree of business from that perspective, then they have the right to do that because they're business people. But then you also have to pay attention to the business that you're in. You're the business of boxing, of fighters who aren't the most eloquent speakers on the planet, nor should they have to be. They get punched in the face all day.
They're the most unique people.
And the truth is, I think the reason why I love boxing, you know, I've moved across so many different worlds of sport, from football to Formula One to boxing to even cricket to rugby to everything.
Basketball,
right?
I see you at the NBA.
Come on. The reason why I love boxing is because it's raw. It is not media trained. It is not PR garb. So that's the beauty of the sport, the nature of the sport, that fighters can just say what they mean and say what they think and say. You know what I'm saying, you had historic lines from Muhammad Ali. You've got historic lines from Mike Tyson talking about eating people's, you know, children. You know what I mean? All sorts of madness. And those iconic moments wouldn't exist if, you know, we had
personality.
Yeah, if we had a PR trained type boxing. But
That's a really
there's
good point.
There's a very fine line with that. To be honest with you, I'm sitting here like, you know what, Jabatai makes a good point. Still, they're putting their lives on the line, but at the same time, it's like I don't want sanitized boxing, bro. I don't want sanitized press conferences. I want to see, Derek Chisora up there saying, I feel like I'm getting done without Vaseline. I want to hear that. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Someone would say heavy pause on that, but the truth is
no Vaseline.
Yeah. I want to hear these men talking the talk without the fear of, end of the day they're gonna get chastised, and you know what I mean? Like, it's personality. It's personality.
That's literally what my point is. I feel like you only get potentially up to 36 minutes in the ring, yeah? And you do see a lot of personality, a lot of heart in there, but you don't see everything in the ring in terms of, can they talk well? Can they sell a fight? Why are they so great? Do you know what I mean? And who they want to fight next. That's why we got the pre-fight press conferences to understand the personality, to understand the fight. Because one thing I truly believe in, fighters are the most unique people that there can be, right? And I think we shouldn't handicap their speech, what they want to say, how they feel, because Eubank Jr. is a perfect example. Although 2-3 man didn't like it, everyone else loved it. Everyone else enjoyed it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it became a moment.
Your boy Carl Froch loved it still.
Exactly, he rated it. Yeah, and bro, it becomes moments. Do you know what I mean? Like, we look back in the history books and saying this, and this. They said this and that, and we need to not put a muzzle on the fighters. Yeah, that's how I feel.
No, I hear you 100%. Yeah, I hear you 100%.
But let's move on from one Eddie Hearn talking point to another Eddie Hearn talking point.
Come on.
And he's going at Oscar De La Hoya once again. I think, by the way, what I think about Oscar De La Hoya is amazing fighter. Throwback Thursdays. Where's the Clapback Thursdays? Shut up, man. What are you talking about, bruv? It's moist. I find it so weird, David, Bro, focus on your fighters, Oscar. You're never going to see this, so I'm going to say how I want to talk, bruv. Focus on your fighters, bruv.
He's going to see it someday, bro.
One day.
And when he does, he's going to ban you.
Let me come to your fights.
He's going to ban you
Let me come to your fights.
He's going to ban you from GBP fights.
But is it GBP right now? No, legit though. Honestly, is it GBP right now? Who's he promoting? What Golden Boys is he promoting? I can't see no one. But focus on the fighters. You're too busy trying to cuss Canelo, trying to cuss Eddie Hearn, taking bread out Belanga. Bro,
he's in the
what's he so upset? What is it? What's that obsession with Eddie? I don't get it, bro. I think it's weird, bruv.
He's in the content game right now.
He is, yeah. Still.
He's in the content game right now. He knows what flies. That's why he's got the catchy title. Clapback Thursday.
Did you see what Eddie did, though?
He knows it. Eddie.
That was funny.
Eddie clapped back the clapback, which was hilarious.
F4 Fridays. Bro, Eddie's cold, I love Eddie. He's cold, bro. He's a funny geezer, bro.
Yeah, that's why the battle between them two going back and forth is it's never going to end, to be honest with you, because there's Canelo in it. Canelo loves Eddie. He hates Oscar, but he's Mexican. So it's like, Oscar's like, you should be with me.
I think the annoying thing is, you must hate a man trying to get to your head, like trying to get in your head and wind you up. And then as a response, that man just laughs in your face and takes the mick out of you. I think Oscar is actually genuinely burning inside. Because generally, like, Eddie might be bantering, but he's right. Bro, he talked about AJ losing and saying that Eddie Hearn's never built a fighter. And what Eddie said in response, he said that Anthony Joshua's probably the biggest well-built fighter that there's ever been. And you know what? There's an argument for that. Genuinely, like, Eddie brought up AJ from the start. Not say AJ didn't do anything himself. Of course he did, but Eddie put that platform on. Eddie, the way he speaks in promotions, interviews, talks about AJ's story. Like, Eddie done a fantastic job. Like, definitely in this country, most definitely, Eddie has created the biggest fighter that's ever been in this country.
Yeah,
not the greatest, but the biggest.
Yeah, that's
a fair point.
That's a very fair point, because nobody's done his numbers. Yeah, nobody's ever done his numbers.
Yeah, and I think Oscar, he's just vexed that Eddie came and took over USA.
No, I hear that.
That's all it is, bro. Because you can, to be fair, I think the top 3 are Matchroom, PBC, and Top Rank. Do you know what I mean? Where's Golden Boy? Golden Boy ain't got the stable, bro. And Oscar's vexed, bro.
GBP, your currency's falling. Okay.
And Devin Haney's fighting on Oscar as well, by the way.
Yeah, Oscar's getting that lean over there as well. Still,
yeah.
listen, GBP, bro, your currency's falling. I don't know. Listen, maybe less clapbacks and more. You know what I'm saying? Tapbacks. Get some fighters back in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but look. Whatever happens in America happens in America. You know, Oscar, do your thing, man. If you can, can do a comeback, like you have in your fight days, try and do it now, innit? But I want to talk about another thing that happened in America and what happened over the weekend with the Sandy Ryan versus Michaela Mayer fight. And basically, if you guys don't know what happened, Sandy walked out of her hotel room in the US and had a random Donny run towards her and lob red paint all over her, right? And I think Sandy was leaving to go to the arena to fight. And Michaela Mayer has said that she has nothing to do with it. And obviously for safety reasons, I'm not going to say this person done it or say a name. But if you got half a brain, David, yeah? If you got half a brain, it's bait who it was. You think Sandy Ryan is known in the US? No disrespect to Sandy, but let's be real. Do you think Sandy Ryan's known in the US? She's got multiple targets on her head. Bruv, there was posters all around the seat that they were fighting with, explicit writing messages and the face of Sandy Ryan stuck around the whole area. Who else would be ahead of that? You think there's some random Donny that would do that for against Sandy? Let's be real. So, take that how you want. If you have a bit of a brain, you'll know.
Yeah, no, I listen, like I said, nobody out here is calling anything out yet because
there's an investigation pending as well,
and nobody wants them defamation charges. But what is likely going to happen is there definitely is going to be a lawsuit somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, it is a bit of a bait one, but obviously,
now, we can't put a name on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we don't 100% know.
Exactly. Listen, we've got one quick talking point before we got to wrap this bad boy up, and that is we're gonna flip back to Eddie Hearn. Eddie changing show times in the UK, to 9 p.m. Main event. What's your thoughts on that?
It's good. Do you know what? I think it's good because when you go to a fight and an event, right? You wanna almost enjoy the whole night, right? Not necessarily staying in the arena. So it makes a bit of like, a little leverage. If you want to get a bite to eat, if you're a bunch of boys and you want to go to the club, or you want to have an early night in with with the wife and kids, or the husband and kids, you know what I mean? So it's good. It's flexible, innit? Because I feel like, look, there's a lot of things Matchroom are going to change in 2025, and that's going to be one of them, because they feel like fight nights are starting to get a bit tiring, a bit boring, and they want to spice up a bit and make it a bit fresh. So I think it's good. Yeah,
listen, fight nights have been the same for a very long time, for many years, and I think changing that fight time would be perfect, especially when you go to LA. I think LA is what makes a lot of people their minds change. LA, after the fight happens in LA, you can go out and eat. Like more time, the fight in LA, the ring walks around 8:30. So end of the day,
that's cold.
Yeah, but obviously it works for them because they're looking at Eastern time. So 8:30 is like 11:30 on the East Coast. So end of the day, in the East Coast in New York, they're getting it bad. You see what I'm saying? But for the UK, for UK shows, less than that 9 o'clock thing, perfect. Let's get that thing popping, and let's make boxing great again. Well, I guess that is all that we got time for today. What a absolutely scintillating episode. We'll be back again next week with something brand new for your head top.
We've got a little special for you people.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So listen, as we said at the start of the show, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you hit subscribe, and if there's something you want us to talk about, drop that in the comments as well.
Keep supporting us.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, I've been David Alorca.
And I've been Joe Ordula.
And we'll see you again next time.
See you later.